Welcome back to Rebuild Rescue. Today is a huge day here in the hangar because I got a crew with me and we're gonna be putting the wings, well, maybe one wing, hopefully both wings, on the 401 Phoenix. If you guys haven't checked out Josh Blair at Blair Craft, check out his YouTube channel. And Bob and Max are here from Utah. If you guys haven't seen that video, they've been working on a bomber out in Utah. It's an awesome project, take a look at it, but yeah, we're gonna get working. And of course we got Joe here too, so. So that's me, and this is my team. We're about to embark on a journey of installing new wings on this airplane over here, also known as the 401 Phoenix. Yeah, we're all bright-eyed and full of excitement, but man, that's about to change. Oh, what? Son of a, I'm a moron. We're just gonna move this over so we can spin that wing rack around. I think the best way for us to do this is we have enough manpower. I think just to unbolt it and pick it up and out, we'll have to remove this tube, which it unbolts. Just get this tube so it gives us a little more clearance. And then I say we pick this first one up, we'll get it off, and then we'll walk around the other side of the 401, get it down on the ground, and then we can move the 401 to get it installed. We'll leave the second wing on the rack for now. This right wing is the first one that gets bolted onto the 401. For those of you that have been following along with the project, you guys obviously know this is a huge step. But one of the things you guys don't know is that this wing spar strap modification that needed done per the AD was done to these wings off of the airplane. They were sent from Europe over to America, over to Maine, to a specialized company that does those spar strap mods. Well, I've heard that sometimes it twists the wing a little bit when you do that and it won't work. I didn't hear that until after we got the wings. But anyway, we're hoping that it works. We're hoping that it'll bolt up. This is a pivotal moment because it can mean the difference of us still looking for wings or not. We're adding these lifting straps because we're gonna go ahead and use the gantry crane just as like a safety measure to keep this thing somewhat balanced and to keep some pressure on it, because the stand that the wings are bolted to were literally like kind of built with the wings on them. So we think this is the best way just for some safety measure. The last thing we wanna do is hurt ourselves or hurt the wings. So we're just gonna go ahead and put these to the engine mounts and we will hang it from the gantry crane. So there's been a slight change of plans that involve a saw. All right, so we got the end down there detached, but we got to get this detached quickly because we don't want anything being roached around or it to bend anything.
Hey Joe, what's worse than one A&P trying to get a wing off of a cradle? Two A&Ps trying to get a wing off a cradle.
I'm through. And it is out. All right, so now what we're gonna attempt to do is we're gonna wiggle it and come out that way. Once it pulls off this mount, it's gonna be free to fall. This bottom's gonna wanna fall in. Yeah, so you're trying to pull that way, but not this way. Here, wait a second. So guys, I know why this didn't come loose. We forgot the coil. Let's go to lunch and it'll be off on the floor by the time we get back now.
It'll actually be mounted.
It'll be mounted on the airplane. You guys ready?
Yeah. About to get real heavy. Go. Go.
All right, we're clear.
Somebody grab. Oh, all right, I got it.
All right, go up. Keep going, just go straight up. Straight up.
How are you guys on the end?
Straight up. Oh my God. Yeah, it's off. So you guys might have been wondering why we grabbed a Sawzall to get this off. There was so many different angles and just things kind of intervening us in getting it out safely without damaging the wing. Like this piece here was sandwiched in here. Originally, we were going to try to pivot it thinking it was only this long. Luckily, we cut it off and we didn't do it that way because it went all the way into the wing. It would have damaged the spar. These wings would have been junk.
Yeah.
Had we tried to get it out. So Josh had said something that an old racer, when I used to race sprint cars, told me years ago, slow down to go faster. And it's really true. You know, analyze what's going on, take a look at what you're doing, make sure you have all the information, and then move forward. It worked great.
Yep.
The guys did a good job. And it was really helpful to have so many people here to do that because I would have hated to do that by myself or with two people.
Yeah, nothing shifted, big moves.
It was
everything
perfect.
All under control, so.
It was perfect.
Okay.
So you guys got to come back here and take a look at these wings. This is why I was so excited for these wings. If you look inside of here, all of this gear is brand new. In the rebuilding these wings, it was a ton of money. All this stuff was replaced with new stuff all the way down to all of the nut and bolts, all the lines, all the filters in here are brand new. All the screws are brand new. Here's that wing strap mod. Here's part of it. There's a lot of the internal work that they got to do as well, but here's part of it going right into this engine mount. So it's got brand new heat blankets over top of, over top of the rails here where they had issues. All that was rebuilt. If you look at the fuel selector, that's rebuilt. All new lines. All these lines are new. All the way through here. Totally stoked about this. I can't wait to get this on. Good, we got clearance up there. We're gonna come around the airplane. There you go. There you go. There you go. All right, we're down here.
How are we sitting on that?
It's on the. Oh, we got another.
That thing's heavy.
Lunchtime.
I'm going to the chiropractor. Just strap it in the back. All right, let's zip these off. We're up. I'm gonna apply for a NASCAR job. All right, we're down. All right, so we got the lift tables underneath the Phoenix. Now we're just gonna lift it up. We're gonna get the weight off of these supports. We're gonna take these supports off, and hopefully this is the last time these supports are ever gonna be on this airframe. All right, we're good. The question is, what's the percentage chance that we just slide the fuselage over and it slides right in, we can put the bolts in and it's mounted?
I'm gonna go with 37%.
37%.
Yeah.
So we have a 37% chance that it's going to work that easy.
That's an
Yeah.
expert opinion.
That is an expert opinion.
Define slide in.
Slide in, right? Does it involve hammers or crowbars? All right, so Joe's actually going to take off, so he's going to be gone for a bit because you're heading over to Dr. Sean's.
Yep. Hopefully this is one of the last appointments.
One of the last appointments. I think he has like 3 or 4 yet until you're finished. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, so Joe's going to be out of here. We're going to keep working on the 401, but just like the 401, it's another step to Joe getting a new smile. All right, so the plan is we're going to leave the wing stable. We're going to pull the fuselage over after we lower it, and we're hoping that we can get the angle of the wing at least close enough to get them to mate. Based on how difficult it was to remove the wings, I think that's probably going to be impossible, but it's worth a shot. But we'll have to go over this way a tiny bit. We're about 3/4 bigger in the back. So that tip's going to go back about 3/4 of an inch. A little more, right there. Go ahead you got about a 1/4 of an inch to go. Right there. There we go. All right, come on in. All right, now is where we're gonna have to lift the end up. Go ahead and stack it all under there, and let's sit her down and see what it looks like.
So it's,
All right, let's pull it in. Real slow.
yeah.
All
Okay.
right, so this is one where I feel like we're gonna have to walk the wing on. So from here on out, I think we lock the wheels on here
Okay.
and walk the wing. Right there. Try that.
Still
8.
8.
All right. Go ahead a little more. Keep going.
I'll probably stop just shy of 8. Well,
7
'cause
3/4.
I don't know if it moves back here though.
Yeah.
No, it's not moving. So 8 inches is what we want.
Go ahead. Perfect.
Okay.
We're engaged on the bottom, and we're just about ready to be engaged here at the top. This is the last point of engagement that we need to have.
So what do we need to do for cables and wiring harnesses as far as engagement? Is that stuff still going to be able
It's
to work?
feedable.
It's okay. So
It's
we have
all
enough
feedable.
space here
I
still to
think.
work.
The problem is this one here would plug in,
Yeah.
right?
So
This one would plug in, right?
Yeah.
As we slide it together. It's binding here.
it's at the top fitting. It looks like.
Yeah, here, let me,
About 3.
3 3/8.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, you're 3 up there.
We're at 3. All right,
So yeah, we need to kind of get this caught up. It should bring. There we go. That brings us
Bang.
stop. Okay. Let's see where we're at. See if I'm at 3, then we'll try to keep it even.
Look, dow.
Pretty darn close. It's
Yeah.
a little bit, maybe
3
an
1/8.
8.
That's about where I'm at.
Okay.
It's coming. Keep doing that. All right, take a break. The bottom bolt will go in
Okay.
up here. Can I put it in?
Yeah, might as well. That way it doesn't go farther than it needs to.
Hey, do you want to come here a second? So any real mechanic knows you keep your bolts in the freezer. It keeps them fresh longer.
I thought you were going for a
An
pop.
icy pop. All right, slide that son of a... Oh, you know what we forgot to do? Forgot to line the plug up. All right, fuselage is gonna have to go down a tick to me to hit the
Okay,
bolt.
I'm
I'm gonna let
bringing
it down on this side just a bit.
Okay.
It's literally 1/8 of an inch away. Kind of wiggle it back and forth a little bit. So the airframe actually, this has to go
Let's go
down
down.
just a tiny little bit.
Yeah.
Do you want to pick up on it, wiggle it a tiny bit? Yeah, see, this has to go up a little bit. You
Yeah.
mean while I'm pushing it?
Yeah.
Doing a
We
hit
just
while I'm
kind of
pushing
bump
in?
on it while I'm
Go ahead.
ready.
Nah.
It's not moving, is it? Which side is your lip on now? Is it still at the top or?
Shift it back aft a little bit.
Something moved.
All right, hold it. All right, now it's through the first portion of it, but now it's not.
Let me look at the back or. Is there, do we need to lift up or down for his, just kind of move it?
Okay. All right, so move the fuselage. I mean, I'm sorry, the wing
Yep.
front while holding the fuselage. All right, first one's in. No metal came out with the threads. That's a plus. That's a plus.
That's really good.
So up to now, things are looking pretty good. We're feeling good about the install. A little bit of aligning, throw in another couple bolts, and we'll be done before lunch. Oh. What? Son of a... I'm a moron.
Washers.
Forgot to put the washers on it.
Does it have washers? I don't see any washers. Where's the old bolts? Oh my gosh. So we struggled a little bit yesterday because, man, the tolerances on this thing, they are so close. I mean, it's so tight, but we got it figured out. I did forget a washer on one of the bolts, so we had to pull that back out again. We got the manual out, we have the printout, but you know, pulling it back apart a little bit and getting it fit and just being careful on how we do it, it's a difference of doing it right and doing it wrong. So yeah, so let's get at it. Yep, keep coming. Yeah, you just got to go like kind of a bit. There you go. Keep going. Keep wiggling. Push and wiggle. Push and wiggle. Push and wiggle. All right, stop. Got the back bolt back in. The bottom bolt back in. You know, now we just got to get this top bolt in, and I think we're going to get that by lifting up on the wing and kind of pitching it forward a bit. Can you grab me another bolt? Right. We're gonna have to pick that up a good bit. Go ahead with the lift. Keep going, 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 keep going. There it is. Stop. So guys, you guys don't get too excited. This is actually like a tapered pin that helps to align the bolt holes. All right, so we're still, okay, so it's just the bottom now. So if the whole airframe would come up a tick, we'd be good. What I think we're gonna do, I think I'll pull out this bullet, we'll put it in the other direction,
Yep.
and we'll tap it in, and then that should get us to where we can lead through and push it out. That's it. So now you guys saw that we had a hammer in here, and just to give you an idea of what we're doing, so this is what's called in aviation, well, there's a lot of different names, but we call it a bullet. You get it in and it leads it to align it, and once it's in, you get the other bolt in the back side of this. As this comes out, it's already aligned as the new bolt comes in. Right there, I was just tapping it really light, and it just came right through. Really light. I was barely tapping it too, so I feel good about that. So what's our percentage of success rate here?
I've getting them in fairly
Fairly easily.
Yep.
You know, at least only 50% swear to bolt ratio.
Yep. I'm gonna go with 85% today on this one. Yeah.
That sounds more accurate.
Man, 85%.
Yeah.
That's the highest percentage, just so you guys know that we got out of Josh over 2 different projects now. Go forward with the wing tip. Oh, a little too forward. Right there.
Oh, look at that ladder.
Wow, that sounded nice. That one just went right through.
That was way too easy.
Right through.
way
tight,
too
just,
easy.
Just
now, guys, look, like that's the first one, so don't get used to that.
I'm gonna get used to it. I said 85%.
85. We have a pulley in the way here of putting a bolt in.
I think so.
Now is the time when we struggled. If you guys remember, on the other wing when we pulled this apart, we cut an access panel in here. So we're gonna get the saws all out, and totally kidding. So on this one here, we're worried about saving the wings. So we are gonna bring the bolts in from the other side, which only gives you a tiny bit of room, and you can't see inside of these bolt holes to see where we're at. So it's gonna almost be like more of a feeling thing. We're gonna do a top and a bottom, a top and a bottom, a top and a bottom, and work our way out. Hopefully this goes as smooth as the rest has gone, because it's been pretty smooth, but we'll see. So believe it or not, when I look through all these holes here for these bolts, knock on wood, they look really aligned. They really do. How does this hole look? I can't see it from this
It looks good on the, you're doing the bottom or top?
bottom.
Okay, you look at the bottom one again. It looks good.
Okay. Is it moving? Just tapping on it. I'm not hitting it hard at all.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's all the way through? Nice. So I just pushed the bolt right through with my fingers.
Yeah.
So I just put another one in.
Oh, you're at the top.
Yeah.
Yeah, the top, all the top.
It's like whack-a-mole.
Literally, I just took my finger and pushed the bolt right in. So, I don't know. I feel like we should go top to bottom, top to bottom, top to bottom. That's what I'm thinking.
Okay.
Because it keeps like uniform alignment, you know what I mean? I'm pushing on it, it's not going in. So it's got a lip. You know the other thing, let's go ahead and make a bullet. I can go one hole down
Okay.
at a time and align the hole in front of it. So we made ourselves a custom bullet pin. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna put this in behind the bolt that we're putting in to get those two pieces to align right. I think it'll work. Because it's all the way through. How's it look?
Is that it? Can you get it now, or?
Yeah, perfect. And we're gonna take the bolt in from the other side, and then I'll try to put the bolt in that way. That's just pushing the bullet out. There you go.
Is that the bullet?
Yeah, you're watching them coming out. Clear! Go ahead and put a little jack pressure on there. Oh, all right. Let's go grab some grub. Wait a second. Who ate some pizzas on the way over here? Wasn't me. Okay, so now we have four corners. Do we let the lift down so we can move it at four corners? I would say lift it and keep it at, let it down and keep it as like a safety. So now we have the weight there, we have the weight there, and we have the weight in the four corners. Now it would be jacking and or wiggling, right, to where this one would loosen up enough to get in. Things are going pretty well, and at this point we thought for sure we only had an hour or two to go, and this wing would be finished. Yeah, this is definitely not like a crank in. It's kind of like a think about it, and which sucks. We almost got one wing on. 10 years later.
10 years later.
Okay. So at this point in the video, this is where I talk a lot and not much really gets done. Let's fast forward. There's no way you could do this. No way. The only way you're gonna do it is this way. That's it. No go. All right, try next hole. No go. Next hole. Now hold up. This is the point where the work gets done. We need a win here. Yeah, she's ready to fly. Let's go.
Did you put the washer on?
Aww.
I asked you too late. I'm sorry. That one's easy though. We can punch. I got good access to
That's it. I quit. There's a washer in there.
Okay.
Totally kidding.
Oh man, you got me.
I would have been totally different.
Okay.
There would have been something flying.
Okay.
Need another cold bolt, please.
Better be made after today.
Cold bolt, please.
Right now,
Oh.
and then we can go back. To
Thank you, sir. Yeah, I'm gonna go for the bottom, unopened. And we're on the last two bolts, right?
This is the last one in the bottom, and then we have two at the top because we have a pin in up there.
Okay, can you spit this one out?
All right.
I'm gonna try to put a cold bolt in there.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Does that one need to go back in? Or
Yes, sir. It's a new one. That might have sounded really loud, and that was some really big impacts. It really wasn't.
It moved really evenly.
So we're back to the same one that was an issue.
Yeah.
We have all but two in, one on the top, one on the bottom. The one that's not in the bottom one is more towards the airframe. The one that's not in the top one is more away from the airframe. So to me, it probably is going to take a similar pitch to get it. So this is the hole. This is coming in, and it's down on the hole, or it's up on the hole.
Down.
So it's down on the hole. So that means it's hitting this spar then. Or is it hitting this?
What's hitting the spar attached fitting on the
Okay.
fuselage? It's coming through here all the way up.
Okay. And it's hitting the bottom
The
of that
bottom,
hole.
right here, where this right here is where it's hitting.
On the
On
I'm
the
talking
other
about the
side.
bottom one.
Yeah, the bottom. I'm just saying I'm using.
Oh,
the
okay.
hole.
Oh, okay.
It'd be hitting right here below my finger, on the other side, obviously.
So we effectively have to this.
Yep.
I think we'll just try from the backside, because if we can get the backside going, the forward one aligns. And all we have to do is get it past these threads. And once it's past there, I don't mind pounding on it then, right? If this is past here, and then we know it should go through the front side. All right, so we've been struggling to get the last two bolts in the wing for about 4 hours. So we're down to trying one tactic we haven't tried, which is the bounce tactic. What that is, I couldn't find it in the manual, but Bob had said he's seen it in airplane manuals before, and it's pretty much where you just grab parts of the wing and or fuselage, and you just bounce it all over the place and hope that the bolt goes in. Keep going.
Advanced A&P tactic.
Keep going. Keep it coming.
Is it going still?
It's moving. Okay, it's slowing down.
Sounds too solid to me. What do you think?
Yeah, it's getting solid now.
After we pulled the 401 or got the 401 wing off, there's a time when I was like, you know what? I'm going to stick the bolts back in because I want to because other ones wouldn't come out. I couldn't stick the bolts back in. And that was the same one that the wing came with from the factory. All right, so we're going to go ahead and we're going to move over to the left side of the 401. We still have two bolts to get in there, but no matter how much we shimmy and shake and change the weights on this wing, it just moves the fuselage around. So we're figuring if we can get the left wing mounted the same way, it's going to have a cantilever on that other wing. It's going to balance things out, and we're going to be able to load each wing a lot better and hopefully get the last two bolts in. Basically going to hang it from that centerpiece. All right, so now we would push it forward and start putting it down. Now this is going to want to kick out towards me. I'm going to stand on this so it doesn't kick this way. I'm going to start going down. Love it when a plan comes together. We're at the end of day 2 of working on the Phoenix, getting the wings on. The guys and I, well, we're exhausted. We're gonna get some dinner, and unfortunately, Josh has to take off. He has some other appointments he has to get to. And dude, you've been a huge help. You've been a huge help. So he's been working his tail off. Again, thank you so much for helping.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's
been really good.
Yeah.
We got a lot more work to get done on this. We'll be back tomorrow. Hey guys, real quick before we get back on the 401 wing install, I wanted to let you guys know, stop out at Oshkosh 2023. We may not have the 401, well, the whole 401 to bring with us, but we're bringing part of the 401 with us, and we're gonna have some of these paint chips that came off the 401, and we're gonna be giving away at the booth that we're gonna be visiting in. So we'll be there Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Make sure you check out our social medias, because we wanna see you there. We wanna give you some of the 401, and we're gonna be giving away some of our merch. Can't wait to see you guys there. Day 3 of putting the wings on the Phoenix. We got the wing on the right side in. There was 2 bolts that we couldn't get in because we need a little bit of weight over here to kind of counteract, well, to counteract the airframe. And anyway, we're gonna get this wing on, and then we're gonna get the rest of the bolts in, and then we're gonna have the wings on the free abandoned airplane on the Phoenix. It's kind of a time I was questioning sometimes if it was ever gonna happen. It is a ton of work. Like I said, it's day 3. But these guys have been kicking butt. They've been working so hard. It's such a tedious process, and we're almost there. You guys ready to get at it? Yep. Let's get at it. Well, actually, what we'll do is we'll get the bottom one in first. So let's leave it level so it'll give us room to work. All right, so we got to come up a little bit on the front. Go ahead. A little more in the front, a little more in the front, a little more in the front, a little more in the front. All right, now we have to actually go down in the rear a tiny little bit. Tiny little bit. Keep coming. When? All right, you ready, guys? Come on in. I think we're winding in the back here. All right, wait. Let's go ahead and just kind of wiggle and push. Keep going.
Advanced A&P tactic.
Keep going. Keep it coming. All right, stop. We're in. Good job.
Yeah, we got it. Woohoo! It's a cold one.
All right, so this is freshly frozen overnight with some anti-seize on there, so she slides nice. First bolt's in.
That was pretty smooth.
Yeah, that's the same way we did the other side. That worked pretty good. Obviously, the first bolt is the easier one because nothing is binding it. The second one might be a little bit more difficult. So let's go ahead and lift the lift up. And this will ought to loosen this up right in here. Keep going and stop. All right. All right. So we got the top mounting bolt in and it went in really smooth. We're almost perfectly lined up over here. So now we're going to move on to the back bolts, and probably like last time, that's when we're going to start having the problems. Right in. All right, give me actually a short one now. You can leave the long one here. I'll do that one next.
Short bolt.
Short bolt.
Is there any tension on that at all? Actually, let a little tension out off of this jack here. All right, she's through.
Cool.
She's through. That worked perfect. Just that little bit of, you could kind of see that half moon shape as you let go. It just went, it just dropped down. So just to let you guys know at home, that never happens. So I'm gonna grab a lottery ticket. I'll be right back. On these bottom ones here, I can see from this direction, but I can't see from the other direction. All right, so we got all the bolts in the bottom. Now we're gonna go to the top and see if we can drive them through. You got that wrapped all the way around the wing?
Greg asked me to do this corner.
Can you put pressure on there? Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. All right, stop. Two more. Two more.
Frozen bolt.
Frozen bolt. Dang. Frozen bolt, please. All right, so this is the last bolt. We got all of them in except for one. This is a little misaligned. Hopefully it goes in. Dang, last bolt in. There's no way. I can't believe they all went in. Wow. All right, so we ended up pulling the gear down on this right wing so we could really get in there and we could see with the flashlight. And we pumped a ton of weight over here. We put some weight on this jack over here, and we put some weight over there, and we adjusted the weight here, and we have the crane on the end of the wing on the very corner shifting a ton of weight around here. I think we're going to be pretty good to get the last two bolts in the right wing, and then we can get all of the nuts and stuff, and this job will be done. I've been under the airplane for the last couple days, and these guys have been a huge help. I'm going to ask Max if you can take one of these, and Bob if you can take one, because I know you've been wanting to get some of these wing bolts in. So if you guys can kind of have the honors of getting the last two wing bolts into the 401, that would be awesome. All right, you want to do the bottom one or the top one?
Going for the top.
Top one. Was that a little too easy? Wow.
Well, that went in. It's a
That
good
went
thing
in.
we got those angles right. That
Yeah.
just made a big difference.
I'm telling you, that is awesome. Why couldn't all the ones that I had to get in be that easy? Ah, that is absolutely perfect. All right, go ahead and give it a tap. Make sure it's in all the way. Is it in?
It's in.
Yes.
Yeah, baby.
Good job, brother.
Yes, sir.
Good job. So we got all these bolts in, all those bolts in. All we have to do is put some washers on, put the nuts on, torque them down, and this job is done. Well, except for doing all the fueling, doing all of the static lines, doing all the cables. It's one step done in getting this thing done. So I believe next we're gonna go ahead and pop this gear back up in there. We're gonna secure it. We're gonna jack up the airplane. And then everybody has wanted to get this thing on the gear because the wings really aren't on until it's sitting on its own gear. Let's go slap the engines on this thing and go for a flight. What do you think? And just like the other side, this wing root fairing here, if you guys look, it matches up 100% perfectly. So, you know, and that just proves to me that, you know, obviously we have two Cessna parts. These were the old wings that are up there. Definitely were built on the same jig as this wing right here, because, well, it was only a few years apart that they were built, but it does amaze me that this part is so close to matching up. I mean, it fits just as good, if not better, than the original wings over there. So I'm really happy with that, really excited. We're getting it done. Holy heavy gear. All right, so we got this gear down. So we got both sides of the gear down. We got the right side down, and now we have the left side down. We're gonna go ahead and we're gonna jack up the airplane and get this gear swung out and underneath it and squared. And then we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna get the push rod tubes in and getting this gear locked down. All right, hold up. Let me get the tail stand under it. All right, you're on it. So it's been a super long 3 days with the team here at the hangar, and we're to the point where the wings are bolted up, both sides, ready to go. The gear is down and it is locked. We didn't put the push rods in yet because there's an issue as far as making sure we time them right. We don't have the front gear in. We're waiting for a couple parts yet. So we're going to get that in later. But I think we're going to go ahead and we're going to let the wing jacks down a little bit. We're going to let these scissor jacks underneath the airplane down a little bit. That one's slow to go down. That one's like super fast. Just really slow, guys.
We're on the tail stand.
We don't know if there's hydraulic fluid in there. No. We don't know if there should have been a Schrader valve in there. So it may not even have a Schrader valve in it. And so it may be ready right now for fluid, a Schrader valve, and nitrogen. Yeah.
But if they're normal to fill them up, it's got to be all the way up anyway.
100%. Yeah. So I think right now our best option is let's leave it on the jacks on the wings. Let's leave it on both jack tables for safety. We have the tail jack under it, tail stand. So we're 100% safe. It's good. Let's look at the manual, see what the manual says. If we have to, we'll fluid them up, put some nitrogen in them, keep on rolling. So this is the list for the 401 wing install that kept on growing. Everybody added a little bit to the list. So we have some finagling, some undulations, some sweat, maybe a little cussing, a lot of whining. But at the end of the day, Max got to mark off, do it. We got the wings on. It's on its gear, and it's looking pretty good. We're all excited. We've been standing around here just talking airplanes, hangar flying, and having fun. Bob and Max came from Utah. They worked their tails off here. It took a lot of patience, a lot of perseverance. The other thing that we do have is we have a little surprise for them as well. So one of the things with the 401, the reason that we did it was, because of you fans, because of people who invested in the project financially, emotionally, with their time, with the comments, with the support, with the motivation, stopping by at shows and seeing us. It has been the most amazing thing, one of the most amazing things in my life, my kids first. For Joe, for Greg, for Corey behind the camera, and now for the time that Bob has spent with us and Sam has spent with us and Max. One of the things that I said a long while ago is that all the people that invested in the project would have their name on the airplane. So when we're flying missions, you go along. So there's something that we thought about a couple of weeks ago. So Max, come here. So.
Oh, awesome. You're gonna make me cry.
Come here, Bob. I think you might have to explain it.
Some time ago, Jason reached out to me and asked me to provide a signature from your wife. This is what they came up with.
Okay.
I got to meet you, Max, out in Utah after meeting Bob, and we had such a good time. I got to meet your late wife, Elaine, who had and has one heck of a spirit. We would love, as far as the first co-pilot to be named for the 401, to be Elaine. I'd like, if we could have that honor. And then once this is painted, her name's going to go back on there. And, whenever we're doing a mission, she gets to come with, and her memory comes with.
She would absolutely love that.
But Elaine did lose a battle to cancer. So if you could put this on.
We can do that. We can do it together.
The 401, the whole idea of this for myself and the team and so many people involved has been to get it finished, and to get it finished the right way, and for it to serve the community, to do angel flights, animal rescues, veteran flights, wherever we can serve, wherever we're needed. I didn't know how that was going to happen or how we were going to pull it off, because when we started, I knew barely anything about airplanes. Some people would say I still don't. But anyway, when this happened with Elaine, the first thing I was thinking of is that's the people that we want to serve and help. this was the greatest way that the team and I, Joe and Sam that's not here, and we talked about it, and Corey and Harrison and everybody, thought that we could commemorate, your late wife, your willingness to help people, to help here, the light that you share, being here. These guys busted their butts here, just like the goodness in aviation and the people, and so that's what that signifies for me. I hope it, you get to see this for years to come, because once we paint it, it's going back on there, and this is going to be a special place for special people, along with all the other people that are invested in it, that are going to go on the rear of the fuselage. So thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming. Bob?
Thanks, man.
Sitting at drinking our Ducky Death Stars, she was a light. You could tell right away. She was along with us in that video when we visited Utah. So guys, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for giving your time to be part of our crew here. Have a great day.